Hi, my name is Bart Van Royen, and I'm the Catholic Bishop of the Diocese of Corner Brook and Labrador. And thank you for joining us again as we explore the faith journey. Each one of us has a faith journey, and I encouraged you last time to look back how you came to know God, how you are where you are because of family, because of your parents, because of your experiences, your struggles, and questions you may have had, and things you may have overcome. These all are part of our faith journey, and our faith journey isn't always smooth. It has some very rocky portions. There are times when we feel like we have very little faith. We may even feel like we do not know God or have a hard time seeing Him. But that's all part of the journey, just as the conversion stories and the times when we really draw close to Him and realize that indeed we are very much loved by God. These are all part of our faith journey. And it's good for us to keep going back to it because it is in the ongoing reflection on the story that we realize that it is not static. It doesn't remain the same, that our faith does change. Our outlook on life does mature or grow in one way or the other. And so I encourage you to make that part of your time of prayer, your time of reflection on a regular basis. Today I want to talk a little bit about the Bible. And the reason I want to talk about the Bible is because it can have a great impact on our faith journey. Now, the Bible is a faith journey itself. It's the faith journey of the Jewish people and how they came to believe what they believed. And so we read the stories from the Bible from a perspective of these are the stories that are recounted to us of how God made Himself known to a people over a large span of time. Interestingly enough, some of the stories are told more than once. They repeat themselves. Sometimes you're reading and you go, wait a second, I read that a little bit earlier. That's because, in a sense, there's more to the story. They too are reflecting back multiple times on the same story, sometimes coming to slightly different conclusions. Sometimes the story, in a sense, takes a little bit of a different turn. And again, it is the process of reflecting on the story. And as you know, in the Bible, there are multiple books and there are multiple authors, meaning that it is the people over time, over a long period of time, literally thousands of years, reflecting back on that which they have come to know. And so, in a sense, we are able to tie in our own struggles with some of these stories, our own questions, our own doubts, our own lives. And that's what we're called to do. Now, before you start reading it from cover to cover, now, I did that as a young man. I read the Bible actually from cover to cover, and I've actually done so up until today. I think I'm probably through the 8th or 9th time. But before you start doing that, I give you a bit of a caution. There are certain books that are a little hard to slug through. And so I recommend, the 4 Gospels, the Acts of the Apostles. Those are all 5 in the New Testament. And I recommend you start with the historical books in the Old Testament, starting with Genesis, the first part of Exodus, and then Joshua, Judges, Samuel, Kings, and so on. So you may want to skip over when it gets into the nitty-gritty of the many laws, the dietary laws, or the building of the temple, or how many cubits this is, or how many. It just gets way too technical, and sometimes there isn't much there for reflection. So start with the historical books, because that's where you're able to tie in, and we're able to tie in to the stories of the past, and see that indeed these people were also struggling. These people were also asking questions. These people also were, in a sense, coming to faith and coming to deepen their faith in a God who is walking with them. Anyway, thank you for joining me once again, and I hope you'll join me next time.